You're listening to United Anime Kingdom.
Hello everyone, this is the UAK Anime Podcast. We've got the same usual people here, except that this week we finally got the Z-Star of Games back.
Yo.
And so today's topic, this week's topic, will be about weekly versus marathon, as there are plenty of seasonal animes that come out every 3 or 4 months. People kind of like to take their time with the series, or they like to marathon it. And so, let me just go to you, Jamie, first. What's your preference on weekly versus marathon? Do you prefer to watch your shows weekly or marathoning?
Well,
Sorry, are we boring you? Should we maybe make it more exciting? I don't know.
Basically, how I see it is 90%, or perhaps even 100% in some cases, most shows will be shit in the season, or not worth watching, or mediocre, or just average. So I'm like, I'll at least wait a few episodes, unless it's something like Attack on Titan, which was like hype before it even aired. I'll wait a few episodes until I actually watch it, if it's really good, that is. But if not, I'll watch older stuff. Like right now, I'm watching Dark and Black. Been having it on hold for like a month, but
A month?
I haven't been watching much anime. But no, I prefer watching marathon. Let me think of something that I've watched weekly that I really enjoyed. Oh, that's a hard one. That's No Tempest went bad, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. But I don't know, I think marathon is much better. You just get more of a thing. I mean, like, if it's something, there is spoilers, but I mean, most things have mangas or light novels, and you can probably find spoilers anyway when you're watching it weekly.
Would you say it has a big impact on your impressions of the show, weekly from marathon? Would you say?
I think I'll use examples such as Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan because they're easy. That basically, what I think is like everyone says like the episode's so good, and you think it's not amazing. But if you compare it with like marathon it, and you just like you're not taking any notice of what people have been said about.
You just think about it as a whole, really, when you marathon.
Enjoy it better. I mean, Attack on Titan, I just can't be asked watching it weekly because I really don't give a shit. I've had stuff spoiled and I don't give a shit because like I've been put off the series now.
Don't you feel like there are any shows out there that can be good all round, weekly compared to marathon?
Hunter x Hunter, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But right now, I don't know. I mean, I'm not watching anything apart from Hunter x Hunter weekly. That's something. But next season, I don't want to watch like Coco in the Basket season 2. Kill la Kill, I think it's called. I want to actually forget from the get-go. I mean, I guess season 2s of stuff, or stuff you already know that will be good, I'll watch weekly. But I don't really like the idea. I think it's silly because you have to keep up with it every week, and I'm like, I was fall behind. I don't want to stick to a schedule. And it's just easier. Like even if the show turns out to be like really good, you can still watch it. It's not like you can't watch it if you don't watch it weekly. It's like you just got to relax. Like I
just kind of like the hype build kind of like towards the next episode. For example, like with Kuroko's basketball, some of the matches got pretty tense, and then building up, the expectations for what's going to happen next week was pretty fun as well. I feel like
I guess, but in hindsight, like when you watched per se Code Geass, did you not like marathon at least 10 episodes a day or something?
Yeah, I did. I marathoned the crap out of
exactly.
it.
It's the stuff like that I like doing, especially with something like that.
But you also got the big three as well, that everyone watches weekly, and then you got people that marathon it, and you can see a massive difference in people's impressions when they marathon it.
Especially with like something like One Piece. I mean, I haven't watched One Piece in ages, but the reason why I'm not watching it in ages is because I just can't be arsed. It's really slow paced. I'm not sure if I'll be able to like even. I know you're watching it in chunks, but I'm not sure if I can even do that. I'm just really not even enjoying this story, let alone anything else really about One Piece. It's like I can't deal with such
I take
slow
it, was
pace.
it because you were watching it weekly? Because that kind of
No,
loaded.
because when I caught up, it was just after the war. I mean, I don't want to say anything.
Spoilers.
And it's flashbacks of.
There's a war.
Not really. It's flashbacks of everyone is about the war. Flashbacks of Ace and Sabo and Luffy. I mean, I enjoyed them weekly, and then the first few episodes of like New World, I really enjoyed. Like I even watched it in 360p, not HD. Yeah, I couldn't wait.
I suppose
for the
Caleb kind of
subs.
falls into that since he marathoned One Piece and then he kind of fell out of it a bit around New World.
No, but you did not finish Marathon of
still
One Piece.
technically
You
have
just
not,
like you,
So I started One Piece years back now, but then I sort of fell out with it for a while when I got to about Alabasta. Got back into it, went all the way to just after New World, about halfway through Fishing Island, and I just gave up because I just wasn't enjoying it anymore.
and that's what happens. Like, who recommended it? Some idiot probably recommended you One Piece because now you've only watched like 2 anime, whilst you could watch probably like at least 40.
I wonder if
other
there's ever going to be an
good
episode
shows.
where this doesn't
Probably
get
better
brought up.
shows.
But yeah, maybe Dave and I actually have watched.
No, they
one or two
won't.
anime.
They won't. Because like, oh look at me, I'm watching back and I've watched
Yeah.
one episode.
Anyway,
Get out of here.
but yeah, as for in general, then marathon versus weekly. Well, there's some shows where, especially shows where people don't know what's going to happen next. I suppose with Hunter,
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa, yeah, exactly, that's one of them. And well, I would like to say Hunter x Hunter, but obviously there is the manga. But then again, not many people actually read the manga. I know I don't know. I don't think any of us know what's happening next.
Well,
We know a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think. Well, no, I don't know anything to be honest. But no, but I mean, a lot of Hunter's one of the biggest selling mangas
Yeah.
out there. So
Well, I'm talking
Things
about
with-
it here.
But no, what you say about
Yeah.
Danganronpa is that I really don't think it will make a difference if weekly or marathoning, because I marathoned Mario Nikki. It's the same sort of concept
Yeah.
survival game. What's going to happen next? Which just, I didn't feel that much difference. I mean, I watched Platoon weekly. I mean, that was very
Yeah.
entertaining. But it's saying like I wouldn't mind marathoning it. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but it's different though. Like
easier,
a
be
show like Danganronpa is like what was it, like 12 episodes?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can do that in a night, like you can do that in an evening.
Mhm.
So it kind of takes. I think it takes.
I just feel like it doesn't have as much impact.
Yeah,
Like if
because,
you
like,
marathon
you
that
start
kind of
it.
show.
and then you're finished it already. It just like it takes some of the hype. If you have a whole week to think about what's going to happen next,
Yeah.
and you're going to be more excited and more like hyped up about
And-
what's going to happen.
Yeah, and
Because
especially
you can make so many predictions of
Yeah.
an episode, like of each case, and that's part of the fun, really, with Danganronpa, with that kind of series. I feel like there are unique certain series that make it work, but other series that where you really do need to marathon it. I feel like that I may need to do that with the Sunday Without God. I feel like it's one of those series you need to just marathon
Yeah.
instead of watching it weekly, because it doesn't really please me that well when I watch it each episode individually a week.
especially another thing is that like when you get to like say the end of a season in a survival game or something, and there's something that say happened in the first episode that gets a callback in one of the last episodes, and it makes a much bigger impact if you saw that 12 weeks ago rather than a few hours ago. So yeah.
Well, the thing is, you can always watch it like at your own pace. I mean, with a survival game, you should be thinking on your toes whilst you're watching it. It's not like you need like, a whole week to think about it. It's,
No, it makes it
silly
hypes up
to
more
me.
though.
It builds up the tension
Yeah.
for what really happens.
Not for me. It just seems like a drag. Like, I've got to wait another week, and it's like kind of obvious anyway. Like the main character's gonna win. Blah 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 blah. Oh look, he did. Great.
I can see where you're coming from there, but you know, I think like, especially like Tash said, actually, shows were like Sunday Without God. I think I'd be much more inclined to carry on with that if I didn't have to wait another week, and then an episode comes out, and I'm like, I don't know, can I really be bothered? So, but that could spin into another argument entirely as whether or not the show's interesting enough. But yeah, like shows that are very sort of tightly woven together in their narrative, like if that makes any sense, like. It almost feels like it's a movie that's been split up into 3 things, or like into like episodes or whatever. That is probably the worst one to wait a week for, because just like I didn't really feel like it should have ended there. But then, like I said again, something like Danganronpa, I don't know. They feel it's not episodic, obviously, but it almost feels like you could take an episode. No, that's completely wrong. I was about to say it feels like you could take an episode out and just watch it, but I don't know. They just feel slightly more self-contained, I think. Sort of.
Well, because like each little trial thing normally lasts for like what, an episode or 2. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil much, but like the trial thing, they're kind of like they're kind of like their own stories by themselves, because it's really just a kind of detective thing.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
that's
It's just
what-
kinda
that's what I
cover for a
meant, yeah.
detective thing.
What about shows like, let's say, Bebop and Samurai Champloo and Darker Than Black, where they kind of wrap up
Episodic.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched that
those
really
kind of
slowly.
series.
I mean, watch like one and
Would
then
you say it's better to
Samurai
marathon
Champloo.
that, or just watch it weekly?
The way I watched it, I watched like 4 episodes a day just to like sort of relax. I mean, I could see myself watching like loads of episodes, but I don't know. I mean, I watched Bebop in 2 days. I'll put it out there right now.
It took me like 3 weeks
That's
to
weird,
watch Bebop.
because the 3 you mentioned, I watched Bebop in 2 days. I watched Shampoo in about a week, and I'm still watching Dark and Black. So it's all different, levels of watching lists. It's like I'm still watching. Like I take time with Dark. Nothing wrong with Dark and Black at all. And I watched all 3 in dub. I'm watching Dark and Black and dub. And it's like literally, I have nothing against Dark and Black. I don't know. It's like, what mood are you in for on that day? That's what I think it's for. Because like with Bebop, I was gonna meet Watanabe, so I thought, I better know his greatest work. Well, what's claimed to be his greatest work, but it's not.
I just don't. I don't get like. You don't get like really stuck into like an episodic one where it's just like next episode is just going to be something completely different. So you don't have that kind of drive to you must watch this now. Like say I can wait.
Yeah, I just sort of think that with Bebop. I think Bebop was just because I was meeting
Yeah.
the director, so I thought it's a bit more of a push. But Shampoo, I was like, Shampoo, they have their parts sometimes, like part 1, part 2. Dark and Black, they definitely have that. Almost every episode have a different sort of story because it's always 2 parts. It seems.
Where Shampoo
But-
kind of has although it's like episodic, it still has kind of a story going on. Like
It has,
does
yeah,
kinda
but
go
it's a very
follow
weak story. Like it's nothing against it. It's just not.
Yeah, but it has
It's
more
just
of a
there to-
story than Bebop. Like
Sorry,
a
then Bebop. Oh
continuing
yeah.
story.
But just with the main story, what it's used on, it does come back to it obviously at the end, but it's just used to like just help have a drive for the actual episodic ones. Like it's not really there to move anything apart from just sort of their journey.
Yeah.
It's not, if you understand, it's not really there to weave in these episodes all together. It's sort of just it's for the journey, to make the journey.
Yeah.
I suppose-
and they kind of find clues in every little mini story, so it kind of builds up.
Yeah, I mean they do always obviously refer to it, but it's not like them. What is the main thing of the story? But it's not the main it's not the main thing that makes this anime. It's not,
People don't watch
you
it
know,
to find out what happens at the end of the story.
find out about the samurai
I
smells.
suppose with this kind of thing, Ben, you could.
By the way, guys, sunflowers don't smell.
I was going to say, Ben, you could talk about Detective Conan on this. I think because I mean that is
Can I?
again a very self-contained sort of thing with every episode. I guess
Well,
there are a few.
with episodic ones, like you said, there's no rush to watch them. You can just watch one and then even take a whole year and come back to it, which is fair enough. And yeah, I guess Detective Conan's got the same vibe, even though there is one plot story, and the more you watch, I'm not going to say anything, but there is actually a story here and there which does actually change the movement then of a series, which I wouldn't expect from a shonen, to be honest. From a shonen like that, then, because it's not, obviously it's not like the big three. It has to get to one certain point in nearly each episode or whatever you would say, defeat the bad guy here. Conan isn't like that, but I would agree. Like you said, I think Conan does actually fall into a category in some aspects, but maybe just because of me, I find it highly addicting to watch the next episode. But that's my preference, obviously. But yeah, I don't know what to say between Conan and episodic anime, because I haven't really watched anything that episodic except for Cowboy Bebop. But going back to like weekly shows which are currently airing, I understand where Jamie's coming from, saying that he's literally dropped watching weekly shows except for 1 or 2, and marathon is slightly better because you just can finish it quickly then. and obviously with the other shows, most of them only last 12 or 26 episodes, but that's 26 weeks, so it does take a long time, except for the ongoing ones. But I do agree that what you, Tash, and Caleb says, saying like on the next preview that they always go like it builds some hype, which I do like. But then this is coming to my preference now, which I get bored of it, and I'm going to hint on something which I know Jamie's going to hate me for, but it's something I've got bored recently is Hunter x Hunter, but that's just my opinion, obviously, saying, that's going slow for me at this moment in this arc. But, back when I started watching it, yes, I was eagerly anticipating the next episode, but it's a hit or miss on each series on its own, obviously, especially the big three, or maybe not so much with the smaller series that I can think of. So, but that's all I had to say of the episodic, so I don't know who wants to move on from there.
I feel like whenever I marathon big series that are like over 100 or so episodes, I feel like I'm a bit too harsh on the episodes that come out weekly. Like, take Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, for example, and Hunter x Hunter. If you take them out and look at it individually, I mean, I feel like it's very easy to be negative on each episode because you're watching it and then you build up the hype, and then, I mean, do you think it's better for just people to just marathon such big series like those?
But to be honest,
I don't really think so. I think you'll just get put off the series completely. If you try and marathon, like I'm marathoning Hunter x Hunter right now, and that's as high as I'll go. Was like almost 100 episodes. That's as high. I won't go anything higher than that. Like, I tried to do One Piece, but I was just like, I got to about, I think I'm like 50 episodes, and I'm like, why am I watching this? This is so stupid. I'm so bored. I'm like, I wasn't even paying attention. Like, it would be like 10 minutes in, I'd just be like checking my phone and like daydreaming halfway through an episode,
waiting for it's over.
Yeah, and I was like, there's no point in doing this.
Like, you think, I want to watch this series now. I don't really want to watch it. I mean, obviously, him bad 2 series out, but whatever. It just seems like as soon as I get One Piece finished, I can watch this. And he's sort of already thinking on when to watch the next. Worse, you got like a billion episodes.
If you're watching quite a lot of series as well, it depends on your mood as well. Because some days I don't want to watch a shonen. I want something more relaxed, and that's obviously depending on how much stuff you are actually watching at this moment in time. If you only marathon one series, and maybe I would get bored just watching, I don't know, a particular series, try to finish it off, like Lewis said, I might get bored of it, and I've even put stuff on hold for a long time, such as Wolf's Rain, and just, I liked it, then it's the same thing when Caleb was trying to catch up with One Piece. But I was going back to what you said about marathon, the big three. Technically, you really can't at the moment if you're talking about finishing, because the only series which has finished is the first part of Naruto and Bleach. Yes, I am rewatching One Piece when they're coming out on DVD and Shippuden, but it's quite, to do a marathon with those big three is quite a task.
Well, it depends if you're watching the filler or not. Like, Naruto was pretty easy if you take it.
Yeah.
If you miss out the filler, it's only like 100 episodes or something.
I missed out the filler and Shippuden, but when I buy them on DVD, I obviously watch them. I didn't miss out the Naruto Part 1 fillers because I actually watched them all in one go, when I bought the box sets. But yeah, that's obviously your take if you want to skip a filler or not.
So, do you reckon, since Bleach has finished the anime, do you reckon there are still people willing to try it since it has reached its end?
Well, it's a long
marathon.
I think
episodes.
more so. I think more people will be interested in just like having something that they can just watch and then complete, rather than having something they can watch and then catch up and then have to. Because I think a lot of people get put off by having to wait week and week.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've said to some people, like, "Oh, why don't you watch One Piece or Naruto or whatever?" And it's still ongoing. And if they ever do eventually reach to the current episode, would they actually carry on, or would that's another discussion? Yeah, which I agree on.
So about the next season, then, do you guys think you may change your way about approaching some of these series and watching them weekly, or marathoning the ones that you will take some interest in?
Next season, well, I mean, I guess this is just coincidence, really. But next season there is only 2 that I want to watch, so I'm probably going to watch them weekly, just because. But maybe I'm finding I don't enjoy a series as much because it's in the same sort of case as Sunday Without God, and it just feels like it should all be together. Maybe I'll put it on hold, wait till it's finished, then marathon it from there. But I'll see, you know. So, but yeah, it's possible.
Well, I like what you said there. Like, quickly touch upon another series which is coming to an end now. I think another you can discuss about, you know, if it is good to watch it weekly or marathon, is actually Attack on Titan. That's another one which I got bored as while watching that, and I know a few of you got bored of watching it. But I know there was a lot of...
I just caught up on it, actually.
Have you?
That's what I like to do. I like watching weekly shows, unless it's like a really good show. You're pretty much going to get bored. Doesn't matter like how good the show is. If you're just watching it weekly, you're going to get bored. So what, like, probably the best to do is watch a month at a time. So you're watching like 4 episodes at a time. So you're not watching like 7 different series a week. You're not watching like going in and out of loads of different stories. You're kind of like, you're going into a story and you're staying with it for like 4 episodes. So it gives you a chance to like really get into the story. Because when you're just like watching 20 minutes a week of one story, you're really not going to get, you know, caught by the story. You're going to get bored and you're not going to care about the story. So probably not the best time to watch it every week, but maybe every 2 or 3 weeks.
I might agree with you in some respect to that, but I can't say that I know Tashrins has done this, but if with One Piece and Naruto, I really don't like falling behind 3 or 4 episodes. I like to watch them weekly as much as I can. Yeah, it's good if you have 2 shows behind because you watch more of what content, like you said. But with Naruto and One Piece, I don't mind watching it weekly for, you know, 20-25 minutes, or 18 for One Piece.
I just feel like you're not ruining it, but you're kind of missing out on a lot of story, because if you're only watching it 20 minutes a week, then you're probably going to be losing out. Like, you're going to forget pretty much most of it by the next week, so you're going to forget why this is happening and forget why he's standing there. If you watch it like 2 or 3 episodes in a row, then you know you're not really going to forget.
I think if you leave it for a while and then come back to it, you'll forget even more. Or maybe that's just me.
If you're watching like 4 episodes at a time, if you watch 4 episodes in a oneer, then that's enough to really get into the story and it'll really stick in your head. But if you're only watching 1 episode, it's like in one ear out the other.
Yeah, but you know, like you said, like watching 4 episodes, on that 4th episode you have to wait another 4 weeks. Maybe, you know, then I'll probably forget. But depending on what it is, obviously. And if you're enjoying it, because I've done that. Even if you like put something on hold for a very long time, obviously you'll forget. Like when I rewatched Wolf's Rain, I was like, okay, I remember they went this far. Who's that character? I forgot. What's this? You know. But I think that's only for some series, though, not everything. Definitely not One Piece and Naruto, because I think you know who they are and all that, you know, unless you've been put on hold for a very, very long time, which is like 3-4 years, maybe then, yes, but for leaving it for 4 weeks, not too much. On the big 3 anyway, or One Piece and Naruto, I mean, but other shows I can't really say. Maybe Attack on Titan as well, because I put that on hold for a while.
I feel like whenever we start the new season, we always have so much anime to watch.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I'm kind of missing out on some potential good ones because I have so many to watch throughout the week. So
that first couple of weeks where you're just literally watching everything.
Yeah.
And then you can't even appreciate what some of them have.
It's like a survival
so many
game.
new characters.
3 weeks. You wait 3 weeks or so.
Yeah,
see what everyone else
3
says.
episodes in, yeah.
No, just, you don't need to watch anything. Just say.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever. what everyone says. I mean, it's only they don't need a rush. I mean, what's the point of like watching something? You waste your
I suppose
time,
because
really.
it's new and people want to really get a taste of.
But
what's
how about if I'm fucking take a shit and it says anime, it's new. And so would someone watch that for 20 minutes a week? It's like, it's the point. It's not going to change.
Well, yeah, obviously, like
shit.
if it's just if like the preview's just you having a shit, nobody's going to watch it. But if the preview's like most of the previews,
there will be people.
Most of the previews,
because people are like that. People are like that. Oh, this is an anime. I'm gonna watch it so I can put it on my list or something like that. And it's just like stupid. It's like just don't watch anything unless it's something like overhyped. But you just want to see if it is worth the hype. And it's just like, why can't you just wait? I'm still backtracking to autumn last year. Still, I still want to watch Psycho Pass. I've been watching loads from that season because that season was really good. Like, it's the outstanding season that was. That's like a rare case. I mean,
well, I think part of the fun of watching seasonal stuff is discussing it episode by, or not even episode by episode, but like story by part of the story. That's like part of the fun of watching it.
But I can do that anyway.
Not really.
I can discuss.
I think it's like it depends heavily on the anime itself, on what it is that you want to discuss.
Most of these animes that are coming out now, they'll be gone in like a couple of months. Nobody will have heard of them in like a year from now. Nobody's going to be discussing them when you come back to watch it.
Then what's the whole point of watching them then? It's no point watching them if no one's going to discuss them in a year.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of good shows.
You look at Madoka Magica, Steins Gate, Fate Zero came out last year. Everyone's still going on about it because it's that good. It's like, if it's good, then obviously people will still discuss about it.
Well, I think there's shows.
I just don't understand.
Like going on now that I really like, that in a year's time nobody will be still discussing, but they're still good shows. Still the shows I want to talk about.
I don't think.
But you could watch better shows.
I don't think anything from this year, to be honest, except for Attack on Titan, will people still talk about. That's just from me, obviously, because I said to Tash earlier in the Skype call that I think seasonal stuff has actually gone downhill for me. There's not much out there this year, especially, that I've really, really enjoyed. There's only about 2 series and 2 hidden gems, which, I knock it before I even check it out, which I don't usually do, because I do actually watch every episode which do air, if it's suitable and on the synopsis and it sounds interesting, obviously. And obviously, as you all know, I give it the 3-episode rule. Yeah, no, I was just saying about thinking back on great anime. I don't think there has been great anime for a while, for me anyway.
I think for me, like, partly why I watch Attack on Titan weekly is because of the community. Like as Ben said, I mean, everyone hypes it, but what else comes with hype? Those are spoilers as well that come about, and before you even watch it, it's so easy to get exposed to them.
It is actually really easy not to stay away from some spoilers. I haven't got a spoiler. Well, actually, I saw a spoiler and I thought I didn't really give a shit like yesterday.
Oh, was that because of me?
Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, I felt like I really don't give a shit, because it's like I'm not even gonna enjoy it anyway. Like, it just makes it worse that I know what's happened, because what I found out, it sounds kind of bullshit. And it's like, I really enjoyed Attack on Titan at the start, and now it's just like, well, they're not doing much. They're sort of faffing around, being sluts. I mean, it's like, but the thing, if you're smart, you won't get stuff spoiled unless it's a friend being a twat. Basically, or you go on some sort of forum post. But I mean,
or YouTube thumbnails are the worst for spoilers. They come up on your, like, not even, you don't have to be subbed them. It could come up in your related videos.
It can even be recommended to you as well.
Yeah, like your related video comes up, picture of like the enemy boss.
Well, just don't look for the stuff. If you don't look for the stuff, you won't see it. I mean, at the end of the day, people who review it, I mean, this show can't be that good if it's getting quite popular reviews, because obviously it's gonna be something like Attack on Titan or saw that online. So
I feel.
It can't be that amazing of a series.
I feel like, it's like, I think like light-hearted series like Free and yes, that's right, I said Free, that's right, and Kinoro Mosaic and Servant Service, stuff like that.
That's actually one of my favourites from this season's Love Lab. Out of all of them, I kind of like the characters and stuff like that, and that's the one that nobody's going to be talking about that in a year from now. Nobody's going to be, oh, did you see the new episode of that Love Lab series? Nobody's going to be talking about it, but people
I feel
are
like series like those are particularly like really great to watch weekly because you can just put it on and then you just really enjoy it, and then you kind of enjoy it much longer than marathoning those kind of series. So I feel like those series are
no crazy
good
story to keep up with. It's just kind of like little mini stories almost, not even episodic, but kind of mini stories within the bigger it's just kind of lighter series,
and there's a lot more people that are open to talk about it at the time. I mean, Cabe, you watched Nishijo, didn't you?
I did, and I loved it.
Would you loved it much more if you watched it weekly? And
I think I would have liked it the same. Because really, the episodes pretty much have no continuity. There's like one part that happens that changes something in the next episode, but really it's just a bunch of skits put together, and watching that once a week, that'd be great. But marathoning it, I actually didn't want to marathon it, because I went through it and I was like, I don't want this to end, it's really good, and then I looked at the episode count, 26 episodes, So, yeah, honestly I would like Nishijo Weekly just to eke it out a bit more, So, yeah.
I feel like there are even too many people in the community just talking about weekly episodes instead of just the series as a whole.
There's a thread. It doesn't matter what show. There's at least 10 people talking about it, which you wouldn't get a year down the line. That goes for any show, so it doesn't matter what you like. Obviously, I like the Going Home Club, and literally nobody else likes that. So a year from now, I couldn't discuss that with anyone because it's a very acquired taste. But if I go and read it now, there's a good 10 people who also like it and are talking about it and discuss the episodes with them.
That's fair enough as well. For shows which people don't know of, it's a great opportunity for you to introduce those shows as well to people. If they are underrated or not well known, and then you'll probably find there's a lot of people liking that show, and you're like, oh, I'm not the only one. So I got a few series which
I don't think there's such thing as an underrated show, but as a not talking about enough show.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, just because
if you look at my MO list or whatever, the score ratings will probably be similar to yours. Perhaps not always, but there's always be if it's underrated, then it's obviously not underrated to everyone because not everyone thought it was that great. So therefore, it's only viewed upon great to a select few people.
Well, let's just say people which we don't find or talk to often enough, in the same show. Yeah, that's what I'm getting
every
at.
Other series. What about every other series that you missed out because it was seasonal? That's rated badly. Like Boku no Pico, you haven't watched that.
I don't think I would watch that soon.
But it's different. I mean, it's loads of series that you've missed because you either wasn't into anime at that point or you should never watch seasonal at that point. I mean,
yeah, of course. This goes back way back in decades ago.
Decade? Well, not really. You only started watching season.
No, you said I've never watched it.
Yeah, but I meant
But you can literally go back in every year to see.
You can go back.
Yeah.
But obviously,
no, because you said you're backtracking. So how far are you gonna backtrack?
Until I watch every good anime known to man.
So you're gonna go back to early '60s, maybe.
I doubt there's anything much worth watching.
I never heard of a good
Astro
anime
Boy
from 1952. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh yeah, true.
Well, no, I first I've been back so far is the '90s. Is that UAK Monsters 2001? Shit.
Further stuff gone. Yeah, further stuff I watched back is '80s because Dragon Ball. But yeah.
Oh, if you want to count that, yeah, but
I didn't bother.
Why wouldn't you count that?
Because I didn't watch it recently.
I think older shows are just overhyped. Just because.
Well, I hate when people are like, older shows are much better.
Yeah.
Well, that's your own opinion, mate.
I just try and avoid anything.
That's what I'm saying. Someone says Steins Gate's bad because it's not like, oh man, you got it, Steins Gate. That's not very good compared to the 80s, man. I'm like
if any of the shows that came out in the 90s came out now, they'd be so less
good.
Praised. Yeah. If Bebop came out now, it wouldn't be as good.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
It's only because it was such a pinnacle.
I wouldn't stand by that at all. the people I'm talking about, people like the 80s who like Fist of the North Star, like really hype it up, and like, and at the end of the day, it hasn't aged well. But stuff like GTO, what else? Bebop.
Evangelion. I was so let down with that. Like people were hyping it up so
Really?
much.
I was,
like, oh, it's the best.
I didn't take
it's
notice
the
of the
pinnacle
hype.
of anime. It's changed anime forever. And I was
No,
watching
it didn't change.
It really isn't that good.
It is very influential anime. to be
Yeah,
fair.
it's good. It's influential, but it's not amazing. Yeah,
Well,
it might have changed.
that is your own
it,
opinion. You're entitled to that opinion, but I'm just saying, as a whole, everyone loved it. Yeah, same Sword Art Online.
Same as
I don't really like Sword Art Online that much, but
same as Gundam.
Yeah,
but like you take a look at Pacific Rim. I mean, they must have had some sort of influence between that and
actually,
Neon
no,
Genesis.
he's never seen Evangelion. I'm not even joking. He
Pacific
came out and
Rim?
said that.
Same
the
concept
movie?
though. No, but it's not like. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't say there's no sort of correlation between.
yeah,
like,
that's fine.
This
That's
concept.
fine. It's okay.
You
to
might
say
not have
that's
seen
good,
it, but you might have some sort of influence. Like, you don't need to see Neon Genesis to get influenced by it in a
But
sense.
that doesn't make
Because
it a
like,
good
it's
show.
just a whole
though.
concept.
Just
No,
because
well,
it
not
was
to you.
influential doesn't make it a good show.
Not to you.
If you take-
no,
if you
but
take
it's
when
just
it
your
came
own
out out of
opinion.
the
You're entitled to
equation.
it. But the majority of people like Neon Genesis.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yours
I'm saying
was
it's
you, I
overhyped.
don't.
The majority of people like it because
That is your own opinion, man. Because I don't think it was overhyped.
well, if it came out now,
And-
it would,
and-
it wouldn't be
and that's
good.
my opinion.
If it came out now, people think,
Huh?
what is this?
No, people nowadays are still watching it, and they're still. I watched it in May, and it was like one of my favorite animes. Top 20.
I don't see what, like, I understand that it came out in what, the 90s or was the 80s, I don't know.
98.
And yeah, it was for its time. It was like a big influential anime stuff, changed anime. It's great.
Right.
Give it credit for that,
Right.
but don't give it credit for being this
95 actually.
amazing anime when it's not an amazing anime.
Yeah, but no, but it's just your own opinion, it's your own taste. It's like nothing to do with that. If like you don't like it, okay.
I did like
But
it.
it's like,
I did
no,
like it, but I just thought it was overhyped.
Well, why are you saying you don't like it then?
No, I said it was overhyped.
Well, that's your own opinion. I mean,
I was let down.
just don't go in with your hand. Like hype ruins a lot of shows. Hype ruins Sword Art Online. Hype ruins Attack on Titan. Hype to an extent, not ruined with Dark Magica, but made me
It did for
less
me.
fond of it. Let's say, because I was expecting some sort of really dark, show. And it's like, well, it wasn't dark. It was dark for a magical girl show. I give you that. But that's about it. I mean, it wasn't really dark. I've seen a lot darker before. I mean, I was really expecting something dark because they want to keep going about it. Dark. I'm like, okay then, and nothing.
Yeah.
It's like it was good. It's good, but it's a good show. Like, I know it's not getting away. Perhaps if I didn't listen to people and just like, I mean, I bought it on a whim, to be fair, without actually knowing anything about it. But then I kept it for like a month or two, and then I finally watched it, and I just all this hype online, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just bought this because I saw it. I knew it was good, but didn't know what was good about it. If you know what I mean. But like, something's good before you watch it, like with people. But if it's not talked about, and it's a bit, it's not going to be overhyped. It's going to be like people claim it to be good. I mean, there's another one, Gangetsuo. And there's no hype for it. I thought it was complete and utter crap, but a lot of people love it. I mean, that's my own opinion, and I'll probably get if anyone actually listens to this and has actually watched the series, I'm gonna get like I will literally be destroyed in the comments, but I don't think anyone will. But I really didn't like that show. I mean, it's like your own opinion. I mean, it's you can't just say it's overhyped. Well, you can say it's overhyped actually, but you can't just like say their opinion's wrong. I mean,
I was just saying, Neon
Perhaps-
Genesis was a complete letdown, and it ruined the series for me because everyone was saying, "Oh, you haven't watched Neon Genesis? Oh, watch it, man! It's the best. It's the best. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna just sit there for hours staring at your screen once you're finished." But then as I watched it, I was like,
but I
"This
admit
is very
you can watch
average."
Neon Genesis again and come with different conclusions. You can just watch it again. That's what's so great about it, I think.
I don't know.
You still
It
don't
just
understand the end.
seems like
No one will understand it. No one really truly understands it. I mean, there's all that stuff about Christianity. I mean, people say
Yeah, you just put it in for
there
lols,
to
apparently.
be mysterious. Yeah, but I don't think that's confirmed. But whatever. I mean, it is a lot of it makes sense. Like Christianity references, like how it links up, like Adam and Eve, and it's like they created this and. I won't get into that, but I just think it is very different. It is something.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I didn't see that when I watched it. I just seen a kind of overhyped series that was
I like
very
an anime
average.
that makes me think. Not so you think because of the story, you think of like the concept and what's it about, and I sort of like that. So maybe that's why.
After wiping my tears after what you said about Madoka Magica, do you go?
No, I still really like Madoka Magica, but I feel that I was expecting something really
disclaimer.
immensely dark,
I didn't.
like.
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway.
but Caleb's no taste, as we all know, so it's fine. But it's true. But it was literally that part. I was like waiting for it. It was like episode 3 or episode 4, I can't remember whatever one it was. Like, oh, I'm on that one now. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, okay.
As I was kind of like in relation to like weekly versus marathon, do you feel like studios would do a lot more better if they released their animes like in kind of a style where people can marathon
the
it?
thing is,
Because I feel like everyone, they're willing to get anyone that can draw, so they can just meet the deadlines. So do you guys feel like that sometimes?
No, because they go over it in the Blu-rays and whatnot.
True.
But I suppose like it'd be harder to sell. I think.
Yeah, they get a lot less attention.
It's, especially in Japan, how much it is in Japan. Like you can't just buy you can't put all this money to one box set and buy it and turn out to be shit. I mean, also I wanted to come back to Madoka Magica. I was like thinking, if I marathoned that, I'd probably dropped it before it went. That. I mean, of course, we would be talking about that episode, so I suppose maybe I'll go back to it. But if I wasn't talking to anyone for some reason, like just had no internet, but somehow be able to watch Madoka Magica weekly, I would have dropped it by like episode 1 or 2. I'd be like, I don't want to watch a Magical Girl series really. That's not Sailor Moon. I mean, I think it helps if you don't watch it weekly sometimes because of the fact that you might not like the first few episodes, but if you let it settle for a while, get a DVD Blu-ray release, and people say it's amazing, you might need to get a few episodes in, but then you really enjoy it. But
would you say you could kind of like apply this theory to mangas and chapters, like in some sense? Because manga, I hardly read weekly. Only the big 3, but that's like if I even in that case, I mean, if you take a volume, if you read a volume of Naruto and then read the chapters, would you enjoy the volume more?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's pretty obvious you would, but
I think it's only like people like us that watch a lot of anime, watch anime, and read a lot of manga, and like talk about it every week. That are the ones that watch the chapter, or the ones that buy the magazine and stuff that keep up with it. Your average Naruto fan doesn't read the chapters every single week. He either waits for the volumes or waits for the DVD to come out or whatever like that. He doesn't watch the chapter.
They watch it online. I think that's one thing they do. I mean, most Naruto fans.
Well, your average, not your anime fan, just your average guy that watches Naruto.
Yeah, I know he would just watch Naruto. I know a guy who in my school, he was ahead of me, and I was waiting for the volumes to come out because I thought I'd be a legit guy. But it was like ahead of me, and he was telling me all spoilers, and he was the sole reason why I started reading it online, because I couldn't escape his spoilers. Like he just showed me something, and I'm like, wow, you're just being a twat, mate. But that's what 15-year-olds would do back then.
Do you feel like the anime community should kind of like tone down the hype and like discussion for some of these series, like when they try to force you?
Stop hyping.
I know it won't. Yeah. It won't. They won't follow it, of course. But
what you do, just don't subscribe to them.
True.
You don't want to listen to it, just don't unsubscribe. Like, okay, I like you and all, but
don't want these spoilers.
I don't want this hype. I don't want to ruin this. Like for me, I mean, you're potentially ruin a show that I may watch or something like that.
I just feel like there's too many people out there that are just willing to just spoil a little something just to get you into a series, which is not right. At some point.
I mean,
some people say like an awesome bit in an anime, and then they say, "Okay, watch that." After I just talked about this amazing thing that I've waited for like 8 episodes to watch.
Or people put it in the title, which is really annoying. Like what happened, but as summary, a 1-sentence summary of what happened in the episode.
Well, exactly, so Tash. Back when you used to do shit like that. Oh.
Yeah, but there's like
so died. Oh, thanks, Tash. Start your chapter now. Brilliant.
There's about 1,000 more people that are doing that now.
Well, everybody's doing that. If you type in,
I'm not subscribed to them.
If you type in Attack on Titan review, that's all that comes up, and like the picture of the.
I am subscribed to 1 2 reviews, but I really wouldn't give a shit. I mean, like, some people who do like Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Like, oh, thanks, the chapter's up. Like, I wouldn't really read the title or anything. It's like, oh, I didn't know.
To be honest, you're not really expecting much quality from a chapter review anyway. No one's going to put, hours and hours and hours of editing into one chapter review. People only do
They're just
chapter
going to shoot
reviews
it and then upload
so they
it
can
just
get a little
like
bit of views and get a
I
little bit of
hardly watch
subscribers.
like any sort of things like that anymore. I mean, I'm only subscribed to a few because, just out of kindness, really. Well, not out of kindness, just because I know them.
Because
Really.
nobody's really doing these
Because,
chapter reviews and getting up early to get the chapter done so they can be top on the search results. Nobody's doing that for fun. They're just doing that so they can grow their channel.
I can
And
name
they're
one
putting in these
person.
spoilers and the thumbnails and stuff to get more views. That's all they're in it for.
I mean, I just like if I was told that Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach would go on for another 10 years, I'd just stop reading it. I was waiting for most of them. I know One Piece will, but whatever. I was like, I just read One Piece whenever. If it's out when everything else I'm reading is out, I might as well say 18 pages. Just read that. But I just really I'm not interested, and therefore
that's what put me off One Piece.
I don't care. I don't care if I get spoiled. That's the thing. It's like now, Attack on Titan, I got spoiled. Oh well, big deal. I'm not really into it anymore.
The fact that you'll never, in the next 5 years, come to even the slightest of conclusions about the story. Just why would I even bother watching it? I can just watch it in 5 years when it comes to a conclusion, or even longer. But I just wouldn't even it just puts me off a series when it's just kind of the same stuff over and over again. I guess it's fine if you're a big One Piece fan. You could watch anything.
But it's sort of just generic shonen. I mean, as a kid, I didn't really think like this. Well, not as a kid, but as a younger teenager, so I just felt that this is kind of cool, fights and all that. But now, well, I do like fighting, but it's just Luffy's always going to win. What's the big deal? I mean, some people might die around him, but I just think, is there a need to keep reading? I know what's going to happen. Naruto's going to eventually
No, but that's the thing with Naruto.
Thanks,
That's why I still watch and read Naruto, is because you don't know what's going to happen, and the story's always
you
progressing.
don't necessarily know what's going to happen at the end, but you can make a big guess that it's going to be he can become a Kage.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's
obviously, but that's just saying.
Because it's a Shonen Jump, you cannot have the bad guy win, and therefore you got to think like this. The reason why definitely why did Light lose is because it's in Shonen Jump. They really, it's not good for a teenager to be like, look, the bad guy.
Yeah, obviously,
wins.
but more in
Life's
detail
always
what's
fun.
happening, the characters do this and that. With One Piece,
Yeah, but definitely a different thing entirely. But I mean, just the ending outcome on generic battle.
yeah, that's why I didn't really like One Piece or Hunter x Hunter or anything like that, because there was no the story wasn't going anywhere. I was like, where's the story going? They're just kind of keep on going for the shonen, which is cool if you like that kind of stuff. If you come back week and week to see what adventure Luffy's up to this week, that's fine. But I just get put off that really easily.
I don't know. I think Hunter x Hunter's an exception. I think it's different. Well, whilst it has some aspects that generic shonen anime has, but the way it's presented, the way the themes, the complicated, it just keeps you wondering what's going to happen next. I mean, I can't really say much because I don't want to spoil it for anyone really, but it's so different, I thought. And I think that's what a lot of people normally say, is that it's not really a generic shonen, battle shonen. It's I don't know, it's just it's a one-off.
I just got disinterested in the story because it wasn't really going anywhere. The characters are cool. Well, the majority of the characters were pretty cool. Bad guys were.
What episode you up to?
50 maybe. I guess it was 50. I don't want to spoil it obviously and say things, but they're at the trading.
I need to talk to you after, because
things.
if you do not like any of the bad guys, so to speak, the Phantom Trope, then got a problem with you.
I've not.
But,
I'm not at a point where we've seen all of them yet, so I can't really comment on them. But
well, then you can't be at the 50.
Yeah,
you must be.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say. We'll discuss this after. I don't want to say names and stuff like that.
We'll discuss this after
because I don't want to spoil it for anyone watching. But yeah.
Do you guys feel like there's too many animes being released then, with all these seasonal stuff? And then I think there's
not a need. There's really not a need for half of these shows anymore.
Well, yeah.
Some of these are coming out of people's asses. It's just
yeah. Well, all they need to do is think of a story. Romance story, I don't know, fighting story.
They just need to put in some breasts.
Yeah, get.
Oh no! They find a light novel now.
Yeah. Get you can draw. I'll get you. Yep, print it out. Yep, send it out.
Draw. You mean
yeah, give me the money, thanks. And I'll make on to the next anime. And the majority of it is that, and it's kind of annoying.
it's just like filled with fan service, filled with
which is annoying.
That's when they're really pushing
fine, but I don't know.
That's the.
It's just pointless. Most of them pointless. It's like, why?
Trying to get the otaku to keep giving them money.
Well, I suppose it is because people are actually watching them and buying stuff, so therefore they're influenced by that. I mean,
yeah, which is kind of why I wish I was more into manga, because it's a lot easier for your average bloke with a really good idea for a story to just make a manga. It's pretty much impossible to make an anime.
One problem you have with manga is that it's like always going to have a big story.
Yeah, and
in most cases, like let's take Berserk for example. I haven't watched Berserk, I haven't read Berserk. But I know for a fact that Berserk's 26 episodes, and that is still going on.
I think there's like 300 chapters. I think
it's ridiculous. But people really like it. But it's like if you.
I think it's because it's easier to make manga. Right. Like it takes the people that make shonen a week to make a new chapter,
and it sells a lot more. It's like it's probably better value for money. Well, not I don't know if it's value for money, but it's easier to sell.
Animes are just in too much of a rush to adapt the manga, which is why so many people kind of dismiss it.
But it's
sometimes.
not always the case where it will be bad to just adapt a part of it, and like say like Analysis that ended well, that had a good ending. That was done well. Had no problem with that.
It was good as an anime on its own, but there were loads of people that were butthurt because it wasn't exactly from the manga.
You always get that, no matter what you do with an anime. You always
because at the end of the day, the anime is an adaptation of the manga. I mean, it's not going to follow it 100%.
It's like a film. It's like a film misses out some parts from the book.
Kind of like with Harry Potter. Everything. I mean, loads of people like the films. And
but the thing, Harry Potter, there are some bits they miss, but not something that will jeopardize the story, which is kind of different from an anime, I guess. But like, it's just like relax. You still got the manga to read if you really like it that much. It's like,
it just gives you more incentive to check out the anime adaptation because it's a different telling of the story that was from the manga.
It's like if it's that good of a manga, it will get another adaptation. Fullmetal Alchemist, right there. I mean, obviously, I'd like something like Slowier to perhaps get its own reboot, but I'm not too fussed. I mean, the ending was kind of whack, but I enjoyed Soul Eater as a whole. I mean, that was still a really good series, I thought. Even though it didn't, it just don't need to end how the manga ends. I don't need it to drag on for this many episodes. I mean, I would like something like under 50 episodes for all the Soul Eater manga to be put in anime. And I mean, I don't really care if they cut bits out because I don't want it to drag on so much that I'll find it boring and it won't be entertaining.
I'd actually prefer that they'd done it differently for every single adaptation. Like, why would you want a retelling of the same ending? If I was like a fan of this manga and it had ended and I know the ending, that's cool, and they're bringing out an anime, then I'd want them to change the story, because why would I want to read the same story again?
I think some people can argue with the whole filler argument there.
But let's be fair, filler mostly, well, unless we're talking about like Ultimate Earning, but filler's mostly in big long running shows, so it's really, that's it. I mean, you don't really get filler in small seasonal shows or small shows in general, really. I mean, all season in their own right, really, but it's just like, I don't really agree with what you said, Lewis. I mean, I think if you really like the manga, you would want to see it in an anime.
Yeah, but not. You wouldn't want the story though.
Goes together
You'd want to see the characters animated. That's what if I was a big fan, I was like, oh, I'd really love to see this fight animated or this guy animated or his like special move animated. I already know the ending. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's nice because then other people can enjoy it with you, because not everybody reads the manga. That's the problem. That's the thing. What everyone does, because anime's there to help you get into the manga per se. I mean, look at Attack on Titan. That anime came up in the New York Times as a top list. That's like Attack on Titan field just in Japan. The first few volumes are going way up again now. I mean, it was actually quite up before, but they come back up into the charts.
So you're saying that the anime is fulfilling its purpose anyway to market the original material that they're adapting it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's still quite high up on the Blu-rays and DVD charts actually, but obviously that's nowhere near as successful as in numbers wise, because you're only getting like 50,000 compared to like millions, or about 1.6 million I think first one sold. It's just like, but the thing is, manga's cheaper, so you expect it to sell more. And that's the main reason. I think if like anime was about the price it has,
if it was £5 for like 20 episodes,
that'd be but say if it's like 20 quid or the equivalent in yen, I would I assume that the sales will go skyrocket. I mean, they said they've done this, like they've tried out these pricing, but I don't understand what. Maybe it's the same profit because obviously, if it's £100, you put it down to £20. You need 5 people to buy that, so that means you need 350,000 people rather than 70,000 people to buy that. You know, I'm not getting into that, but it just seems like they could sell more if they put it down in price, but how would it benefit the actual company?
It'd be really crap quality if it was a tenner on retail price.
I'm like, no, it's not. It wouldn't. We have that. We can get Steins Gate for £18 or whatever it is on Blu-ray now.
Yeah, what's the retail price though? Probably like.
What do you mean retail?
I'll
go on Amazon right now if you.
Yeah, but Amazon won't have the retail. I don't think
Gate.
Amazon do the retail.
Yeah, but you can buy it. What's the difference? Why should you have retail price? Retail price like £25.
Yeah, buys it off HMV.
No,
HMV overcharge you more than the retail
HMV
price.
is like the retail.
You can get it for £23.
The retail times 2, times 2, times 2. That's the HMV price.
Times bloody 8 as well. Add on more of that. It's just no. Okay, HMV is rare cases where you can get some decent price.
That's pretty much why it's shutting down. You can just Amazon.
It's not that because it's.
Oh yeah, I guess it got saved, but
it's just,
I don't know its situation right now, but.
But sometimes Amazon are kind of weird with anime. Like, what in some Steins Gate went up, but like almost to £30. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's 'cause
but I mean, I bought it before. Had it that's pure in it. Because pure in it, you probably get the lowest price it'll ever be for a few years.
Yeah.
I just swear
I
swear we need more sequels than newer series now with these seasonal stuff.
It would be nice, but I think it could have that potential to have the weaknesses that long running series have as well. I mean, it would be nice to have just like one extra series.
I just
guess,
think
like,
some businesses are
too
too scared to like give it another try as well. I mean, if it doesn't succeed,
it depends how the first thing does, because like it would sell. Regardless, if it sold well the first season, then 9 times out of 10 the second season will sell just as good or a bit under, depends on perhaps even over. I mean, I would like to see Axe of the World season 2, but I don't think it sold that great to push it. But I think Sword Art Online season 2 we're gonna get at some point in a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's gonna be. But I can see them doing it because why not?
We'll get another hype train for next year, Sword Art Online. The year after that, Attack on Titan, and then another hype up series will come the year after, and then the cycle. This may be the start of a new thing.
I would want to see Sword Art Online, like another one, just because of Gun Gale. Looks cool, and I'm like, that's probably the most intriguing one.
Well, hype aside, they are good series. They might not be it's cool to hate on them because they're overhyped.
Just some people kill it with the hype. It's enough.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, everything aside, they are good series. They're not genuinely bad series. They're not crappy animation.
Go watch my review of Sword Art Online.
But so there's still I wouldn't mind Sword Art Online adaptation or a sequel. Probably not a sequel, but an adaptation or whatever Gun Gale is.
A sequel, mate.
You've just got to remember that hype. There's 2 things you can make of it. It could either be crap, but then again, if the majority says it's good, then it's bound to be have some good in it. You will like it in some way.
It's not going to be really bad. No one's going to hype stick figure animation. Everyone's just going crazy over this stick figure animation. Obviously, it's going to be good. It's not going to be crap, but
hype. How you perceive things, mate. That's what it stands for, apparently.
It's your Neon Genesis hype again. The stick figure animation has got some deep meaning behind it.
It's weird, us going against the hype because
it changed stick figure animation forever. It's amazing.
In all fairness, it's the majority of what people think, because obviously that hype is going to be bigger than our opinion, and therefore surely it is good.
Well, I don't think we're the majority.
The
majority are people that watch Shonen and Attack on Titan, and that's it. They don't watch anime. We're the very few people that actually watch. If you look at our lists, very, very rarely will you see someone that's watched the same as us.
Not Caleb's.
But we are watching stuff that you wouldn't see in the shops. You wouldn't see half of my list in HMV. You'd see Fairy Tail, you'd see Naruto.
I don't know. I'd go against that. I think you find almost every anime I've watched now on D, really. Because it's how it's going. I mean,
whenever I go to HMV,
obviously Attack on Titan's already getting a release, so it's Hunter Hunter's probably an exception. Al Bungaku, haven't actually watched that. So I guess there's a few, but a lot of them has been licensed in some form or another, either Crunchyroll or on DVD.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily like mainstream anime that you see your random person.
No, but
watching.
it's a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays that are not mainstream.
Yeah, but you would.
I mean,
But you wouldn't see it in HMV.
but
You
not
get the odd couple in HMV, like.
You know, you get a lot of Ghost in the Shell, a lot of Neon Genesis, a lot of Blu-ray movies.
No, my HMV. I want to go.
what's I
I
see?
don't get that in my HMV.
Well, you have some crap HMV then.
I got HMV / Waterstones. It's one of those combined ones.
Oh,
And it's literally got 2 shelves.
Because there's not enough of anything.
It's got literally a shelf for Naruto, a shelf for Bleach, a few One Piece, and a few Fairy Tail, and that's
I would
it.
definitely say the manga-wise, it's just mostly Naruto.
At least
Yeah.
they don't put every single anime under martial arts.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because people don't know what anime is, do they?
They just think it's martial arts.
I didn't know what it is until I
Just
started
action.
watching it. I just thought it, like, I didn't know it was a thing. I knew it was like a word, but I didn't know it was like a separate thing to everything else. So your average Joe is not going to know what it is. They know it's going to be different from
That's the thing,
Ed, and Eddie. This is going to be the same stuff.
Well, technically it's not in Japan.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to know
It'll be
that.
like-
They're just going to think, yep, it's
Well, I
animated,
mean, it's
must be
anime, but
anime,
it's just-
put that under there.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think
guess,
Forbidden
but,
Planet's
like,
the best place if you want to go for like...
No, they're so expensive.
No, like for range, like for in Edinburgh,
Range.
if you want to go find a show, like they have all the Eureka 7 manga, which is pretty hard to find.
I found Eureka 7, the Anime Legends Part 1 there.
Yeah.
To be fair, for 25 quid.
They have the manga
Not too
there.
bad.
It was only £15 for the manga, which is pretty good because it's like quite
Yeah,
big.
the manga aren't too bad. Most of it's 3 for 2, so it's
Yeah.
like, it's not really. I mean, it is retail price, but because it's 3 for 2, it's like
Yeah.
averages out to an Amazon price.
But you're going to get stuff there that you're not going to get in Waterstones and HMV.
Oh yeah, you say that for
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, that's just a given. They used to have Shonen Jump there, like the American copies, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've got a few of them from
just
from
because
there.
it's
I've got 3 or 4 copies,
yeah,
which
it's
is
just
pretty
nice
cool.
to have.
No. So, I don't
So,
know if you guys
yeah,
have anything to talk about.
I think we pretty much run out of
We
quite a
got
bit.
way
and
off
we,
topic, yeah. I'm saying.
We got way off topic like 20 minutes in.
Oh, it was
but this
good
was
stuff.
indeed, a
Yeah.
great discussion. We had a lot to talk about. I mean, it just would be great if we could get some questions in,
Questions.
people. I mean,
Hint, hint, hint,
You know, I
hint,
think we should
hint.
start saying that at the beginning of the podcast.
yeah,
When
questions.
people are
because
watching.
Heck, actually, I'm willing to do this. If you send us a question through Twitter or YouTube PM or a comment or through one of our channels, I will give you. Wait for it.
Tash will
Oh, I
tattoo
wonder
the
what this
question
is.
onto
I
his
will
head.
give you-
Permanently tattoo the question onto his head.
Partly, but
He will give you a blowjob.
no, no. Let me announce the prize.
2 blowjobs.
No.
Just half
3
of one.
blowjobs.
Okay, I will give everyone a
blowjobs.
free. I'll give you a.
3 blowjobs.
He'll start you off.
Oi! Okay.
He's not going to finish this
I
all,
will be
obviously. It's just a
handing
question.
out
Calm down.
a free Crunchyroll pass that will last 48 hours, and therefore should convince you to
Oh.
actually watch your anime legally.
Oh my god.
Not on GoGo Anime, because GoGo Anime
wait.
is actually not legit, people. Just saying.
Now there.
Can I
I'm looking at
admit-
that particular
Actually, yeah.
Anime is not
Anyway, yeah.
legit.
If you definitely want to, just keep up to date with us through Twitter, I mean, feel free to ask us questions. We'll bring them in the podcast. We'll have something fun to talk about. And yeah, it was great finally, being able to.
And shout out to our new subscribers because we got like.
Yeah. We're getting
Fun
big
this
now.
weekend.
I mean,
Yeah, we're
Getting
hitting the
big,
big
getting
time.
face.
we're getting the big dough. That's where we're at.
We're not getting any dough.
We
from
can
it,
all
actually.
buy suits for the money now.
We get dough from our own accounts. Well, hardly any, like a penny. But we're not getting anything from this. Actually, this is just
The
fun.
gaming rush over here is rolling in it now.
The game.
Okay, well,
Let's not get into gaming.
Anyway, yeah.
and on that note,
We should have like a whole podcast
Yeah,
on the
that's
gaming
next week's
Rushi and
topic,
why
guys.
he
We'll-
has influenced.
We'll leave that till
Yeah,
next
why
week's
he's
podcast
influenced.
yeah, and
The
hopefully we
anime
can
community.
rope in, Z-Star Games and Game Rushi in the same podcast because
Yeah,
it's
Well,
a
the
very
gaming
difficult.
Rishi is like the Neon Genesis of anime reviewers.
He
It
actually
is
is
so influential. He
He-
just inspired so many people. He inspired
He
me.
is the Neon Genesis combined with the Dragon
Oh,
Ball
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
beatbox. He that's what he is. He is Neon Beatbox Ball.
So anyway, this is goodbye from me, the Sly Dragon
Yes.
93, the AG Corner,
hiya.
Nes Mudkip Z, BDT 87,
Yo.
Z Star of Games,
Yo.
and hopefully the Gaming Rushi by next week, and the whole of the UAK
Fingers
Anime
crossed.
Podcast. We'll catch you later.
As always,
Bye.
follow us, subscribe, and ask us questions.
And like our Twitter, Facebook.
Say no.
Alright, bye bye.